everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Tuesday, December 8th. We have one very important meeting to tell you about. It is United Board meeting, and that will be televised right here on Village Television at approximately 9:30 today, right after the morning This Day. All right, on our show today, we have the City of Hope, and we have Dr. Ed Kim, who is new to City of Hope, and he's bringing some great experience and some really good ideas right here to Orange County. And we also have Align Wealth Advisors. We have Nicholas Irizarry, who is here to tell us a little bit more about what you need to think about for retirement. All right, let's go ahead and tell you what our resources are normally. We do our COVID-19 resources. You can go to covid19.ca.gov, ochealthinfo.com, and you can call the hotline at 714-834-2000, or you could go to our website, which is lagunawoodsvillagealerts.com, or you could send us an email at info@lagunawoodsvillage.com. Weather is looking quite nice. We had some strong winds, but they weren't for very long. Hopefully you didn't have anything fly away, but it was a short-lived situation. However, we are still looking at a potential of some strong winds today. We have 82-52 today, so today would be the warmest of the week. Tomorrow, 71-51, dropping to 66-48, and then dropping even further, 63-47. And then on Saturday, nice and sunny with a 70-48. Our sunrise this morning was 6:43, and our sunset will be at 4:43. And we thank Lori Malawa for sending us this beautiful poinsettia picture. So thank you so much. It's a really pretty picture. All right, and if you have a photo of something Christmassy or holiday-ish that you would like to send us, please send it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. All right, when we return, we will have Dr. Kim with City of Hope. Stay tuned.
Today, we are marking the beginning of a new era as City of Hope opens its first location right here in Newport Beach.
We have 500 scientists and doctors who have dedicated their lives to beating cancer. So they use that intellectual capital to try to make sure every patient gets the best care possible that's known to science.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Dr. Ed Kim, who is new to the City of Hope. Well, Dr. Kim, thank you so much for joining me all the way from South Carolina, was it?
Or North Carolina. No, we love our neighbors in South Carolina.
Well, you know, Carolinas nonetheless, and you're making your way here to California soon. So in any case, welcome before you get here to the City of Hope. Now, I understand that you started a little while ago, but before we talk about what your position will be with City of Hope, give me just a brief background of what you've been doing up to this point.
Yeah, I'm a lung cancer doc, a medical oncologist. I actually pursued medicine kind of late. I wasn't really that interested in it, especially cancer. We all have reasons and stories why we go into certain fields, and I actually had a brother who passed away at an early age due to a complication to a virus, believe it or not, as ironic as that is now. And that's what turned me to medicine. And so it's been my sort of drive over my career to help patients with cancer. And I spent some time at some other high-powered academic institutions learning to do research and really give opportunities to folks. And so what I've really enjoyed doing is building programs, building centers, because that's really how you can reach out and touch and affect the most number of people. And this opportunity coming to Orange County, being part of such a fantastic organization like City of Hope, and not only that, the excitement of bringing that modern healthcare, that technology, that the opportunities for patients who are not only just suffering from cancer, but also are maybe at high risk for cancer, bringing that to Orange County and touching every corner of the county to let them have access to such a phenomenal organization is exciting and energizing for me.
Well, very well said, because they're bringing all of their specialties and their resources, just like they have in Duarte. And obviously, we've started here in Newport Beach, and now expanding into Irvine with the great park. And I do hope to speak with Annette here coming up in the next few weeks about how well that's going. So is that some place that you will be pretty much spending most of your time? Is it the Great Park facility?
Well, that will be our base. I've been out almost every month since I started and visited both with the folks in Orange County as well as in Duarte. Newport Beach is a great facility. I'm really glad it's the first part of the Orange County expansion for City of Hope. We have some great doctors there, and the care that they're delivering is really special for the people who live in that region. To watch the construction go up and see the building is also very important. But to me, the systems that I've been in, that I've helped build, we really like to treat people closer to home. And so, our goal will be to have other sites like Newport Beach around the county, so that patients can not only have access to a big campus with a lot of technology, a lot of new studies, but also access those closer to home in Orange County.
Kind of a personalized service right in your backyard.
Yeah, that is the future. And, we talk about personalized medicine, as you mentioned, Lisa. That part of that means understanding what each person's individual tumor has inside of it, those genes and what we measure. But it also is treating the patients, not only their body, but their soul. And to be receiving therapy closer to your home or even in your house, to be checked on so that you don't have to go out. And these are all principles that we really embraced prior to the pandemic and have only been reinforced after this pandemic has occurred. So the more we can do to let people stay safe, be in the comfort of their home or just in their neighborhood down the street, this is what I truly believe, that how we have to deliver personalized therapy, not just with the fancy medicines and the different technologies, but personalizing for the person's own lifestyle.
Exactly. So let's talk a little bit about the position that you're going to be having. It's called physician in chief. Can you tell me what that entails?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty high position. Usually my wife tells me what position I'm, in the stratification factor. But my job will be to recruit the physicians that embody the Orange County campus. And that includes overseeing the satellites and the different regional centers we put in. It's also then to outline, in coordination with the City of Hope main campus, what our research objectives will be, what types of opportunities we have. My instructions have been, this is a second campus. So City of Hope is one enterprise. And we want it to be that a patient, no matter where they're seen, in any one of the regional sites in Orange County, outside of Orange County, they know that they're going to receive the City of Hope experience. And that's been built on 100+ years of humanitarianism, treating the family, not only the body, but the soul, and really making sure that the entire complete picture of that family unit who's supporting the patient, and that includes their friends and their close loved ones, that's really important. And I embrace those principles that were first outlined.
Mm-hmm. Now, you touched a little bit about precision medicine, and it's been around for some time, at least talking about it certainly has been. And now we are so much closer now. Is that for all cancers or just specific cancers?
Yeah, it's growing. I was lucky back in the mid 2000s. I actually led one of the earliest precision medicine studies in Houston, and that was in lung cancer. But we've since grown that out. Breast cancer, for the longest time, has had some markers, but has fallen behind a little bit compared to some of the other tumor types, believe it or not. And so precision medicine is making its way back into breast cancer as well with newer markers. And what we're hopeful for is that we are seeing some of this where the genetic markers are really the defining aspect and not what type of cancer you have. So now we have therapies that cross over multiple cancers, even multiple age groups, and can work just as effectively. So that is pretty cool stuff, I have to say, and that's what we hope for. I don't think we'll get 100% that way, but I think it will be a balance. It will be a balance. Certain tumor types will be defined by what type they are, but certain ones will be also defined by the genetic linkages.
But isn't this exactly why you guys are building a campus here in Irvine, is to be able to work more with those types of markers and treatments, correct?
Yeah, and the populations are different. You lived in California longer than me, but you know that the population makeup in Orange County is a little different than sometimes in the northern or the inland parts of California. And so, based on the demographics, you need to have different types of clinical trials and therapies available to fit what the genetic and tumor makeup are of region.
Mhm. Wow.
And so, absolutely, we're looking forward to that, engaging with the community. My family and I are excited to be part of it and deliver really cutting edge therapies that City of Hope delivers.
Well, exactly. And as I mentioned before, I've interviewed Annette Walker and a variety of doctors with City of Hope, and they all have the same feeling that you do, is that this is definitely cutting edge, and we're on a real cusp here of breaking through a lot of things, which is going to bring me to my next question, which you kind of touched on a little bit, is the Irvine campus, being a campus and being able to do clinical trials and a variety of other things there. What are you looking forward to participating there?
Well, the beauty of Orange County is that it also is a tech sector. It's got a lot of different businesses and folks who care about this space of trying to help people with cancer. So part of the ambition is also to find partners. We want to partner with anyone we can down there who has a same mission as we do, is to try and eradicate and cure cancer. And so part of this campus idea will be to find strategic partners, find ways that we can both have ideas and be amplified by the partnership. And so you start doing that, you find several key folks and other people who want to help. Now, it's not just one entity or one person, it's a group that's able to lift up and really do more. So that's the exciting part as well, is meeting the local folks, seeing what types of interests and businesses exist, technology, and then how can we take this to the next level? I mean, I'm thinking about City of Hope in the next 100 years, and this campus being sort of that foothold of the next step, the foundation of what City of Hope can do for the next 100 years.
That's incredible, and they found a good one in you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. Well, I look forward to meeting you in person one of these days. We'll have to see. You move out here, and at some point, maybe when this COVID stuff is behind us, we'll be able to meet in person and have you in the studio.
Yeah, and we'll even have you out at the campus.
Yep.
And have you there, and it'll be great to find patients, meet them, and see the place. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it, and safe travels.
Thank you, Lisa. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
And we'll be right back after this.
At Harvard Eye, we're so happy to be open again to see you for all of your medical and surgical eye care. We're taking great care to protect everyone from COVID-19 by seeing fewer patients, spacing out chairs in the lobby, sanitizing our office constantly, and doing much more. The world is changing a lot, but what hasn't changed is we're honored by your trust and confidence and committed to keeping you safe. We can't wait to see you again.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Nicholas Arizari, who is here on behalf of Align Wealth Advisors. Well, how are you today?
I'm well, thank you, Lisa. How about yourself?
Great, great. And, we've been talking a lot about retirement, and I mean, lots of us are thinking about it, or we may already be there. But evidently some things have changed, since COVID that they've changed?
Yes, there was a change made at the end of last year that was instituted at the beginning of this year that had nothing to do with COVID, but it set the stage for the COVID movements in March.
Oh, okay. So what are some of the things that we need to be prepared, or at least that we need to know about going forward?
Well, in the context of retirement planning, there are three major acts that have occurred since last year, the end of last year. The first one is what's called the Secure Act.
Okay.
The Secure Act had nothing to do with COVID. It had to do with helping people in retirement. And I like the Secure Act. I think it was a good move by the government to initiate. When I say I like it, being a financial planner, you look for things that help clients, And the Secure Act made the required minimum distribution age longer. Instead of a required 70 and a half distribution, now it's at age 72. So beginning of this year, it was initiated. You could wait until you're age 72 to take out a required minimum distribution, which is from a qualified plan, IRA, 401k, thrift savings plan, which is nice. And it also allowed people to contribute to their IRA after that required minimum distribution phase. So you're allowed to continue contributing to your IRA or 401k after age 72. It's a nice little feature.
Yeah. Yeah. And, those couple of years, what's the difference in those 2 years? What makes the difference?
Two things, and this is a real important consideration from a retirement planning perspective. One is your assets are allowed to grow for another year and a half, right? So what I mean by that is there's no requirement to take money out. A lot of my clients don't really need the money. They're not planning on using it, and they're required to take it out to pay taxes. The IRS wants money to be taken out of these accounts to pay taxes. So you have another year and a half of accrual. Now, of course, there's got to be a balance to it. The other requirement, though, that the IRS has made is that if someone passes away and a non-spouse beneficiary inherits an IRA or a 401k or a thrift savings plan, they have to make that distribution all within 10 years.
I see.
All the money has to be spent within 10 years. Again, the IRS then gets paid the taxes on that distribution. It's a 1099 event.
Okay. Okay. Well, good to know. And like you said, that's an awesome feature that they've done. So there's something else that we need to take into consideration too, the CARES Act. I've heard a lot about the CARES Act from some of our supervisor and our assemblywoman. How does it actually help retirement planning?
Well, the CARES Act has done a lot of things to help with retirees. As you know, it's the Coronavirus Aid and Relief Act, right? It's very, very powerful. And the first thing is that it stimulated the environment for businesses, small businesses. The fabric of the United States economy is small businesses, despite what anyone believes. I know that the stock market is driven by large companies, but the fabric of the economy, not the stock market, is really driven by small businesses. And the CARES Act provided relief, financial relief for small businesses, and it created a paycheck relief program. It created extra capital, the ability to borrow money with a low interest rate. Of course, everyone knows about the Social Security check that people received. And it's been a lot of, relief for people who needed money and need to be conscious of keeping their business alive through this entire coronavirus scene.
Right. Okay. All right. And then the third one is the, what is it called? The HEALS Act.
Yes. Before I touch on this HEALS Act, I want to mention something, though, that relates to retirement planning besides stimulus package from CARES, and that is that the requirement of the distribution that the Secure Act provided, you can wait till age 72. In the CARES Act, the required minimum distribution was waived completely for even those that were over age 72. You could waive taking out your required minimum distribution in 2020. You didn't have to take it out at all. So what that meant for retirees, if they didn't really need the money to live on, is they were able then not to pay taxes because they didn't take the distribution out. How that really relates to financial planning is the hardest thing in retirement planning is paying taxes on money you don't need, taking money out of things or spending money on taxes on money you don't need. So this is a real relief for a lot of folks.
Absolutely.
Then came the HEALS Act, Now, HEALS came on literally the heels of the CARES Act, but it doesn't stand for that. It's for the Health and Economic Assistance and Liability Protection Program. The HEALS Act is going to be another $1 trillion economic stimulus package. Again, small businesses, similar to what was introduced in this year, giving aid to people to stay alive through this COVID crisis. It's a really serious problem.
Mm-hmm. So is this $1 trillion on top of what was already given out?
Yeah, it's another additional $1 trillion. So I think it's important to know, some people say, oh, the stock market's been lifted up by the government plugging money into the market. It's not exactly like that. If money is circulated into the economy from the aid that the government is bringing to the table, that money can be used in a variety of ways. Again, to keep business alive economically, and also perhaps some extra spending dollars so that someone doesn't have to liquidate their securities in order to live, right? Their stock portfolio. So it does, in a way, help to sustain a stock market, but it's not really designed for that. It's designed to keep the economic conditions better and stable. And so it has worked. Granted, there are some folks that had to close their doors, but there's a lot of businesses that have been able to stay open because of this economic relief.
Okay. Well, good to know, because we don't always hear about these things. Not many people talk about them on, the television. So I'm glad that you were able to bring this to light, because many people probably don't even know that.
Yes.
So if people wanted to contact you, how do they go about doing that in order to talk to you more about these different types of acts?
Gosh, the new norm now, Lisa, as you and I are doing today, is to just work remotely. So folks can call us and we'll set up a Zoom meeting or a go-to meeting. If anyone who has a notebook computer with a camera can do that. We also have our doors open here. We're located at the Civic Center right here in Laguna Hills, and we do everything safely. We test, of course, for temperature, and we require masks and we require distancing. Our conference room allows us to keep and remain socially distant. The acts that have come about affect folks financially from a tax perspective, definitely from a cash flow perspective. Hey, what do I do now kind of thing. Another thing that's been really, I say, important is that when someone's forced to take out money within 10 years, it requires a plan. Hey, I just, my spouse just passed away, or a relative just passed away and left money. What do we do with this money? How do we best just take it out as a distribution and deal with the taxes and so forth? Requires planning. So comprehensive wealth management planning is something we offer folks right from the start. So they can contact me, they can call me here. It's 949-715-8585, 715-8585. And then we set up a time to talk more deeply about someone's circumstances and perhaps help them going forth in retirement.
It's always nice to see you.
Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate the opportunity, and I'd love to chat about this with folks who need help.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back after this.
Now there's a different way to buy a new Lexus. It's called CarDash, only available at southcountylexus.com. It's amazingly simple. Visit southcountylexus.com, select and reserve your new or pre-owned vehicle that comes with a 5-day love it or leave it guarantee. Apply for credit, calculate your payment, and even appraise your trade-in, all online. Once you arrive at the dealership, just pick up your car and drive home. Push a button, get a Lexus. South County Lexus, where different is amazing.
There are some fun things to do, and this is one of them. The Nutcracker Suite will be shown right here on Village Television. That will be on December 10th and 17th, and that'll be at 6 p.m. So you can take a look at that, and that is brought to you by the Pacific Ballet Theater and also Anne Marie McClellan. We also would like to let you know that the Third has extended its VMS board appointment. Now, you could submit your application for a position by December 31st, and that will be by 5 p.m. The board appointment special meeting will be held on January 11th at 1:30 p.m. Now, if you are interested, you will want to obtain your application and instructions at the office of the CEO. But before you do that, the best thing to do is to contact Cheryl Silva. You can email her at shara.silva@vmsinc.org or call 949-268-2383. And here's an alert for you. If you travel El Toro Road, there is going to be some construction that is going to be happening there. Thursday, December 10th through Thursday, December 24th, intermittent lane closures will occur on both sides of El Toro Road between Moulton Parkway and the Lutheran Church of the Cross Street right there. So you want to keep an eye out for that and just know that that's going to be happening. If you would like more information about that, you can call the City of Laguna Woods at 949-639-0500. Now, our old pros are going to bring you beautiful Christmas songs, seasonal music, lights, poems, readings, and stories in the celebration of the holiday spirit. And that'll be happening on Sundays at 6 p.m. throughout the month of December. So that should be very entertaining. You could also do the Harbor Lights, Happy Harbor Lights down at Dana Point Harbor, now through January 3rd. And that is at Dana Point, as I mentioned. They have the Candy Cane Lane, Merry Kiss Me, and beautifully lit trees. So that's something super fun to do. Another one you can do is the Capistrano Lights, and that is through January 3rd. And that is in the ruins of the Great Stone Church of Mission San Juan Capistrano. And they also have a beautiful 60-foot Christmas tree there. And there are tickets are required, so go to capistranolights.com to get your tickets. All right, let's take a look at our weather one last time. And it is looking quite nice, not too cold, but a little on the chillier side as we get through the weekend. But today, 82-52 with some strong winds. Tomorrow, 71-51, then partly sunny on Thursday, 66-48, and a little cooler, 63-47 for Friday, and a beautiful weekend with sunshine, 70-48. And as I mentioned, we do have the United Board coming up. So that will be right after our morning news program. Have a great day in the Village. We'll see you again tomorrow at 9. Bye-bye.
We consider hearing to be an essential part of your life. During this time of quarantine and isolation, you need to be hearing the best you can to understand how to stay safe and to hear your friends and family. Advanced Ear Care is offering service to everyone that needs help with their hearing aids, no matter where it was you purchased. If it's not working properly, please call for a free troubleshooting appointment. We even have hands-free, no-contact curbside service. There's no charge for this service. Advanced Ear Care is here to keep you hearing during these critical days.
Silver
and gold. Consider it sold.
The Jewelry Box of Lake Forest will buy your gold, diamonds, fine watches, coins, and sterling serviceware, regardless of condition. With metals at an all-time high, now is the time to sell. Visit us in person or shop online from the comfort of home.
Silver and gold. Consider it sold.
At the Jewelry Box, it's about trust.
In a time of need, it's more important than ever to have caring professionals around you that exemplify kindness, compassion, and empathy. Alethea Home Care is a non-medical, family-owned company aiming to improve and maintain the quality of life for our clients and their families. We work hard to ensure your loved ones are safe and comfortable in a warm and familiar environment. Located right here in Laguna Woods, our services include companionship, light housekeeping, respite care, hospice support, transportation, and so much more. Spoil your loved ones with quality care and call today.
Tip, toss, take action. Don't give mosquitoes a fighting chance.